catchment area, Oshodi Isolo, Surulere, Ikeja, Itiraikati, among others. During the sensitization visits, Vivo Adeniyi noted that sole aim of it is to increase awareness about domestic and sexual violence amongst members of the community, inform them of the provisions of the law, and support services available for victims and survivors. Mrs. Vivo Adeniyi reiterated the need for all participants to see themselves as mandated reporters, charging them that if they see something, they have a duty to say something and do something. She emphasized that the goal of the outreach is to raise awareness about sexual and gender-based violence, as well as issues regarding child abuse, whilst referring to DSVA's data over the years of the increase in formal and informal reporting of incidents of rape, domestic violence, and child abuse from different local governments in the state. Children were also being constantly enlightened on how to identify abusers and how not to let loose their guards. In complementing the role of the agency, parents, especially mothers, have been urged to always pay attention and listen to their children so that they can confide in them when they face abuse. The Executive Secretary of the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, Titilola Vivo Adeniyi, while speaking recently at the year 2022 Children's Day celebration organized by the Lagos State government with the theme A Better Future for Every Child, encouraged children to report all forms of abuses as the state government had put in place measures to ensure their safety. This highlights the principles of the Convention on the Rights of Child, irrespective of their status and present global situation.
If you are experiencing any form of abuse, either domestic or sexual violence, please speak up. Tell a trusted adult, tell your teacher, keep telling someone until something is done about this situation. You will not die, your parents will not die. Rather, you will be free once you report the abuse.
Another milestone of the current administration through the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, DSVA, is the provision of psychosocial support for willing sex offenders in a bid to curb sexual and gender-based violence in the society. The Sex Offenders Rehabilitation Program, in partnership with the Nigerian Correctional Service, Lagos State Command, and the Institute of Counseling of Nigeria, is aimed at mitigating the risk of recidivism by sex offenders. DSVA noted that it is imperative that incarcerated adult sex offenders are rehabilitated and supported to reduce the possibility of them perpetrating the same crime if eventually they are reintegrated into the society. On the other hand, the agency under the present administration has also introduced the publication of details of sex offenders in the state, name and picture of the sex offender, the nature of their offences, as well as the duration of the sentences handed down by the court, among other numerous activities. Mrs. Vivo Adeniyi noted that all these are in line with the provisions of the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency law, particularly Section 42, which provides that the agency is to periodically publish details of sex convicts in the state. Apart from all this notable achievement through the agency, the Lagos State government also trained community licensed pharmacists to educate them on rendering appropriate medical assistance and support to survivors of domestic violence. As at now, no fewer than 50 community licensed pharmacists have been trained on the provision of immediate care and referral services for survivors of domestic violence. The community licensed pharmacies have consultation counseling rooms that can serve as safe spaces for victims of domestic violence who wish to disclose their issues and receive assistance. The Sanwo-Olu administration is not leaving any stone unturned in ensuring adequate support for victims of sexual abuse cases. The State Domestic and Social Trust Fund was launched in this respect. For the Executive Secretary of DSVA, Vivo Adeniyi, the agency is keen in assisting domestic and sexual violence survivors by providing legal, medical, emergency assistance, and psychosocial support, noting that it is also intensifying efforts to create more awareness to residents, adding that the administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is committed to ensuring total eradication of sexual and gender-based violence in the state.
Every domestic violence case is a potential murder case. It can be the last push, the last shove, the last kick, the last slap. Please don't wait until it's too late. Speak up, speak out, and get the help that you need.
Recently, the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency organized a symposium for stakeholders as part of its efforts to combat sexual and gender-based violence with the theme Intergenerational Conversations, Factors and Triggers of Sexual and Gender-Based Violence. In our contribution, the Executive Secretary of DSVA, Titilola Vivo Adeniyi, said the primary objective of the symposium is to provide a platform where both young and old generations are engaged in conversation that involves causes, factors, and triggers of SGBV. The forum created an opportunity to interrogate social cultural norms and other factors that encourage the perpetration of domestic and sexual violence. Some Lagos residents also expressed their views on the activities of the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, DSVA.
You need to speak out. Don't keep it to yourself. And again, the government should create like an awareness for people to know that whenever you do such, you'll be punished. There should be a rule that will guide a person like that.
People basically trying to justify their actions because you choose to abuse someone. There's an option of not abusing, okay, I'm walking away. There's an option of keeping quiet. You don't have to lash out. I mean, in cases of domestic violence.
Our fathers did not rape our mothers in the farms. So why is it a girl that has won? You now force yourself upon and you say because of what she's wearing.
I abhor domestic violence completely, so it's a no-no. And so government legislations on domestic violence, rape and the like, when we see those legislations coming to bear, we applaud them because it means government is going in the right direction.
The contribution of the Lagos State government is to provide a holistic response to the incidents of domestic and sexual violence in Lagos. There is no doubt that the Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration, in line with the team's agenda, is encouraging every victim of domestic and sexual violence to speak out and break the silence. The goal of the initiative is to create a sustainable structure in educational institutions that would help debunk social-cultural misconceptions, promote positive masculinity, as well as behavioral and attitudinal change in the minds of residents in the state. This is where we draw the curtain on this week's edition of the special report on the activities and achievements of the team's agenda, focusing on the impact Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency in tackling the cases of domestic and sexual violence in Lagos State, in line with the team's agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. For feedback, you can follow us on all our social media platforms: Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe to our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Also, you can download our app, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM from Play Store for more traffic updates. This program is a production of Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. I am Abiola Fagbolagun.
And that was today's edition of the Themes Agenda this week, which examined the activities of the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency